mid-season is where we have reached Matchday 17 in the Castle Lager Premier Soccer League. And today we're going to be treated to some amazing football, 6 games across the nation. But the feature game for today, it sees the Glamour Boys Dynamos take on Vavimi, that is FC Hunters, in an all-crucial game as we're looking into the second half of the season. My name is Sandra Maganye, and a warm welcome. And to make it easier to understand the game today, joined by veteran commentator and analyst of the game, Willie Mutingwa. A very good afternoon and a warm welcome.
A very good afternoon, Sandra, and very good afternoon, Zimbabwe, and welcome to the ceremony of football, where we are pitting Dynamo Dimbare Chazunguza taking on Hunters Wafimi, as you have rightly said, and what promises to be a thrilling encounter here at Rufaro Stadium. The two teams coming in with contrasting fortunes. Dynamos drawing 2-2 away at Sakuva Stadium last weekend, and FC Hunters, I'm sure they went down to by one. Yeah, they actually won by 3 goals to 1 against the Bulawayo Chiefs at the Hart Stadium.
Yeah, indeed, it is quite exciting what we're going to be seeing today. But also on my other side, joined by a man who has worn so many capes. But today, what makes him special is that he's a former Dynamos captain. That is Justice Majavi. A warm welcome. And are you excited about today's game?
Thank you, Sandra. And I think it's a very exciting day. As you can see, the sunny, it's a good weather for football. And obviously, looking at this game, Dynamos Hunters, I think it's one of those toughest games for Dynamos, because actually they don't really know much about Hunters. But also considering Hunters, they brought in some experienced players in their squad. There's also former Dynamos player at Hunters, Vusangwenya, who was also a star here. And also there's also Ronald Fumbedza, the captain. I think, it's going to be one of those. Both teams, they are coming in with motive, and obviously wants to win. Hunters did very well last week, beating Bulawayo Chiefs, and also Dynamos drawing in the last minute in Sakuva. So I think altogether, all the players and all the teams, they are ready. And obviously for this afternoon, it's going to be a do or die.
Yeah, a do-or-die situation. But just taking a look at the games for Matchday 17 yesterday, it was Bulawayo Chiefs getting to a 1-1 draw against Tel 1. So it is quite exciting to see how today is going to give us, with the likes of Caps United, Hard Rock Scotland, having games scheduled. So these are the games that are to be played, with the likes of Chicken Inn hosting Caps United, Dynamos playing Hunters here, Simba Bora and Gezi Platinum, and tomorrow it will be Scotland taking on Triangle United. So these are games quite most certainly going to be exciting. But one question on the mind, I believe, of many is to hear from this analyst that at the beginning of the season, it seems do you really think that it was going to this point where we're going to have 3 teams at the top of the table in the likes of Hard Rock Scotland and Caps United, equal on points, 31? The title race is quite open.
Yeah, to be honest, Sandra, at the beginning of the season, what we only predicted was that it's going to be an exciting season. But to expect that we are going to approach the halfway mark with 3 teams tied on 31 points, with the same number of points, only being separated by goal difference, I think that was not expected. And it's actually promising that this season there are fireworks in the Premier Soccer League. And the good thing is we're also having foreign-based players who are doing quite well in the league, unlike the previous year where the foreign-based players will be 1 or 2. But this time around we have very, very good foreign-based players giving their all, and the teams also signing more and more. I'm sure we are expecting them as we are approaching the transfer window period. And remember, we also have surprise pickers like the likes of Herendaos were also tied in the previous week, the Matchday 16. There were actually 4 teams tied on the same number of points. Maybe Hard Rock, they have a game that is pending against the very Dynamos which are playing today. That is going to be resolved in the boardroom. We don't know the outcome yet, but we understand that the hearing was yesterday. They are still to release the verdict, and whichever way it goes, it still remains that the title race will be very tight going into the second half. And we're back for those exciting days in the Castle Lager Premier Soccer League.
Yeah, and Chief, it would be a disservice just to get your thoughts on this one. The title race quite open. Was this what you expected?
I think there's great improvement, from the last season. And obviously coming into this season, most teams, they beefed up. And all of them, they're all very competitive. And now you have got 3 teams sitting on top. They're only separated by marginals. But I think it shows that there's something which is very positive into the league. And obviously, Scotland, they want to, since they are the defending champions, they also want to retain. You also have new boys, Hard Rock. They want to do something as well after all. And you have got Caps United. They are also looking for glory after all. And they've assembled a very strong squad. They even took probably half of the Ngezi squad. And it's not the end, I would say. There are also other teams which are going to come in. And you see in the turnover of the first half of the season, getting into the second, some teams will also start reaching up, and you see a lot of competition coming up. And as well, those teams, now I think is the time of proper management, and they maintain their positions.
Okay, so there you have it. An exciting season in the Kasolaga Premier Soccer League. Now we turn our attention to today's encounter, and we start off with the home side, that is Dynamos FC, coming from a draw against Manica Diamonds. Dynamos have been doing quite well in terms of looking at the former games, and we are seeing that is the arrival of the home side, that is Dynamos FC, as they are entering into the stadium. This is their home ground. But in terms of their chances of winning today, how is it looking on their part?
Yeah, Dynamos have been doing quite well comparing to their performances last year, that is last season, when they were fighting relegation, which is a good thing for the league when the big three, the so-called big three, let me say that, Caps United, Dynamos and Highlanders, whenever they are doing well, the league is in for the excitement. But looking into today's game, Dynamos coming from a 2-2 draw away at Sakuva Stadium last weekend, that is last Sunday, against Manica Diamonds. I'm sure they are eager and very much interested in winning this game for them to keep pace with the leading pack at the top there. Because remember, on 25 points, if they can get 3 points today, they will be on 28. And who knows what is going to be the result of yesterday's boardroom decision. If they get those 3 points, that is if they might be back on 31 points, which is the same number of points with those leading at the pack. So the pendulum can tilt in anyone's favor at any moment, which makes it very, very crucial. So Dynamos, even if you consider the number of changes they have made today, I think it shows that it's been a competitive side and they really mean business.
Okay. So it's sitting 6th on the log table. That is Dynamos FC coming into this one. A big encounter, a must win for them.
Yeah, obviously, like Willie just said, they're also banking on the points which are set aside. The game against Hard Rock, if they get them and also win this one, you find that they are going on also to the top tables. What I think it's something that is all the teams, they need to focus, especially Dynamos. They need to focus because they are the ones who are expected to. Hunters are just an underdog into this game, and obviously people are looking at whatever is going to happen after all. And Dynamos have got a mission. They need to keep up the pace. They're also driven by the other Harare Giants, Caps United. They're also coming up. Of course, Highlanders is not far away as well. They will also be in that.
You're seeing the arrival of FC Hunters.
Yeah, I think it's, they've got a coach in them, Nesbet Sarucher. He can do whatever he can on the day. And obviously, like I said before, it's an experienced squad altogether. They can anytime upset you, and look now, they look motivated coming into here, and obviously they usually been playing here, but some of their games they play in at Hart Stadium. You can see Ngwenya there is former Dynamos. I think he's also another threat into this game. You never know what to bring because of his former paymasters. Obviously, you would want to show something. Yeah, there's also Elda Chirima, who's also a good player, and I think it's a relatively strong squad.
Yeah, indeed, it is a good squad. Indeed, they are sitting 14th on the log table, just outside of the red zone. And today, it is a must-win for this side. They are a team debutants in the league. First game against Dynamos FC. How do you think they are going to fare?
I think this is one of the games they have been waiting for ever since they got promoted in the Premier Soccer League, because whenever you get into a top flight football, you need to play the big teams, the really giants of Zimbabwean football. That is a game I even remember during our playing days, that whenever you're playing the biggest teams, it's already a psyching up already on its own. It's a motivation on its own.
Yeah, as we are seeing that Dynamos warming up there. This is the side that they have to beat today.
Yeah, because FC Hunters, as you have seen, they are sitting on 14 points, on number 14, same number of points as their position. But also the relegation fight, you see that it is going to be very interesting. Maybe not as interesting as it was last season, but we cannot rule out any team at the moment. Because at one time, remember, we were saying Manica Diamonds and Tel One are gone. But see where Manica Diamonds are now. Tel One picking up a crucial win against the Islanders last weekend, which was a plus, and them in the draw yesterday. So FC Hunters, they have the likes of Michael Tapera, Elda Ili Lunga, they have Ronald Fumbizai. Those are experienced players, and Nesbert Yabo Saruchera is an experienced coach, a seasoned coach who can plan the downfall of any team in the league.
Yeah, indeed. And there on the screen it is Dynamos FC. They are warming up and you're seeing some interesting names. But looking at the changes for today, they are without their captain, Shadrack Nyawa, and also Tomo Pio is also unavailable. How is that going to affect today's encounter?
I think if you look at the momentum, Shadrack Nyawa, the captain, he's been instrumental in midfield. Obviously losing him, it's another pain. Which Dynamos have to suck in. Obviously, they've got enough players to bring in. I think they will also deploy Mavunga, who's of course his game has not been that of late, but I think he will come in and just replace, especially where there's a big vacuum in Pio and Shadrack Nyawa. It's a big loss for them, through suspension although. But I think it's going to be. Yeah, Mujuru is one of those. He's not new here. He's been playing. I think he has got enough experience. He also played some matches, very good matches before, from the beginning of the season. And right now he's coming with his leadership qualities. I think he will also be another impact and other additional into the team. I also noticed Makoni is back in goals, so probably. Yeah, Chikwende has been a star of late. He's been doing well. He's making Dynamo stick more often, and he's been doing very well. Very intelligent player. And obviously, looking into this game, those are the players to look at, especially when you want to decide a game.
Yeah, before we move over, Frank Agemang, he's one player that has really shone in those blue colors. What can we expect from him today?
Yeah, he's a very good player. Remember, this is a very good season for him comparing to last season, where he went almost to the halfway mark with only one goal, and he received a lot of criticism that being a foreign-based player, when you come in, you should prove that you are worth more than those who are available on the local market. But now that he started this season very well, scoring goals, last weekend he scored against Manica Diamonds, and he's the leading goal scorer in the current Dynamos team set up at the moment. So he is proving that he's a good center striker. I like his energy, his contribution when it comes to pressing high, even the runs off the ball, runs which he makes in front of the defense. He always terrorizes any defense in the country. So he's quite well, and he's very good in the air as well. And especially his off the ball movement. That's one thing I like about Frank.
Yeah, indeed. And the side today that is somewhat an underdog in this encounter, but they just have to pull their socks up and do the best that they can. That is FC Hunters playing here today. It is going to be a big game, especially for this side. But looking at the likes of Tadwana Shehuni, how much of an impact can he bring into the encounter? And also Ronald Fumbizai coming back again and is now wearing the captain's armband for this side.
We all know, Wuni has been is very, very good for Hunters, despite even other games they've been losing, but he's been playing very well. And of course, he is coming here at Rufaro. That's why, against Dynamos, it's just a motivational game on its own. They'll come in, bring in everything. They try by all means. He is going to showcase himself, especially in these games. Also, there's a Fumbizai who's a very good quality, experienced defender. He is back and he will lead up. It's not a new game for him. This type of a game he played before when he played for Cape United before. I think it's also in him who is going to lead the team. And I've also noted that as a team, the quality which they have is extremely high. You know, I saw Elder Chirima. There's also I saw Tapera is also back in the squad. Is one of those players who has had some good games here at Rufaro. Remember, even all the teams he played for before, he came in here with Manika Diamonds before. He had some good game. He even played for Scotland. All those games, you know, he's been doing very well, especially at Rufaro Stadium. So I think also Yabo he picked him up so that he can also add something into this game. And the experience overall in the squad it's huge. You know, they've got quality, they've got experience, they've got what it takes to be a team. Obviously, they need to go out of the relegation dropping zone, but I think they still got chance. And this game is very important for them against Dynamos. That's where you measure yourself and you know where your fate is going.
Okay, so this is a big one, and one name that is always almost on everyone's lips, Elder Chirima. He's one player, now 3 goals on the board. Not too many wins for the side, but he seems to be enjoying himself.
Yeah, his contribution to the team FC Hunters is very, very important. Scoring those goals, especially when you're at the tail end of the log. Getting those points, even a draw or a win, it's good enough for a team that is making their debut season. And I'm sure their primary target is to survive relegation. Even if you have to ask Nesbeth Saruchera, I'm sure that is a primary target, because they cannot be talking of winning the league at the moment. But if they survive well, then they can now build on that survival to fight for honors that is in the coming season, the 2027 season. That is if they survive.
Okay, so now we're going to be moving over to hear what the coaches had to say in terms of how they're going to be approaching this encounter.
Yeah, it's very, very important for us, and also given that we failed to collect maximum points in Mtare, it means today we need maximum points at all costs. We have our captain who is out, and also Pio who is also out after accumulating 3 yellow cards. Then we also have Neti who is still nursing the injury. But I'm happy with the squad. I'm happy with the first 11, and I know on a good day they can deliver.
We played our way. We don't change our style of play, but it's not going to be easy, like you said before. But we are going to play all our best to make sure we collect it through. We have got a very good young team. We are going to see it for ourselves. It's a motivation for our young boys. As I said earlier, we have got a young team. They are motivated to face the former champions. So it's going to be an entertaining game.
And those are the coaches giving us their thoughts into how they're going to be approaching this encounter. But just give us your prediction for this encounter. We're going to be holding you accountable.
Yeah, it's going to be a very tricky match. I think Dynamos will win this one.
By how many goals?
2-1.
2-1 coming in from William Tingwa. And then from your end?
Obviously, you know, these games, you know, they're really tricky for me. I think not so many goals will come in. I think a 1-0 for Dynamos.
Okay, quite conservative in terms of their predictions, but the first 45 minutes are upon us, and we're going to be switching over to Stanley Katsande and Joseph Nkani to carry us through the commentary.
Thank you very much, Sandra, and welcome to Rufaro Stadium, everybody. It's a wonderful afternoon here at Rufaro because, well, the crowd hasn't started building that much, but we can tell you that they will be coming in because Zimbabweans are normally known for coming late to soccer matches. I remember asking some people on why they do that. Well, they said, look, there isn't much happening at the stadium until, you know, up until 3 o'clock. So they will have to wait until that time. Maybe the authorities will come up with something like playing the reserves or playing the juniors here, you know, at the match venue to keep the crowd entertained. And it will encourage more people to come into the stadium early as the two teams are about to walk through the pitch. But having those reserves and the youthful teams playing early, won't that help in bringing the crowd early to the stadium?
Yes, good afternoon, Stanley. It's good to be back at Rufaro, the ceremonial home of football. Indeed, that has actually been the tradition, Stanley, where we used to see young players for the respective teams being the curtain raisers from as early as 9 a.m. right through to the reserves and the senior teams doing business as the main attraction of the day. I don't know how that fell off the system, but it's something that used to happen back in the day. Locally in our football, you'll see juniors, and they'll be happy, they'll be inspired that they are playing in front of fans that they will be loving so much.
Yes, indeed, as we now prepare for the start of proceedings here at Rufaro Stadium. The two teams are now lining up. The team in blue away to your left is Dynamos, and the one on the right in gold and black is FC Hunters. And it's time for the national anthem. Yeah, that was the rendition of Simudai Mureza with Zimbabwe, the national anthem, as the two teams are now going across for the traditional rituals before the start of this particular game here at Rufaro Stadium. Dynamos having made a few changes that I'll tell you about in a moment. But in the meantime, we'll also have to look at FC Hunters, a team from Marondera, who have been impressing. And they come into this match after a victory last weekend. The referees led by Rosario. And they do have Obeim Bengo, Tumai Amos Ndoro, Trinity Dirwai, Brighton Nyika. Those are the match officials. And soon the game will get underway. It promises to be a very exciting encounter in prospect, because these two teams have got players that are familiar to the situation, the likes of Fumbidzai, Tapera in the side, and that is the lineup: Wanda Kalota, Clarice Simango, Fuma Ndoro, Trinity Dirwai. Those are the major features for the day. Some familiar names, of course, to those of you from the past, like myself, in young Kalota, son to the late Wanda Kalota. Yes, and the first 11 for Dynamos, there's a change in that. Tatenda Makoni takes over from Idrissa Mfo, the Cameroonian, And then missing in action will be their captain, Frederick Nyahwa, and Telmo Pio. They are out through suspension, but they've brought in Trevor Mavunga, and Abel Gwatidzo is the captain of the day today. Probably reward for the excellent performance that he brought up during the Ngezi Platinum Day, blasting in the goal, and of course shutting out their dangerous players. And more Blessing Piri for FC Hunters in goal. McLive Piri, Ronald Fumbidzai has recovered from injury. Junior Meyer is quite a terrific player operating on the right hand side. Taduana Shehuni, Munyamshanga, that's one player to watch. And Vusimuzi Ngwenya is another one who plays with a lot of interest. And Michael Tapera, the one that I was talking about, full of running alongside Elder Chirima. And of course Dynamos will have their hands full in trying to contain these set of players. Yes, Joe, I think Sarchera Nisbet has got a very good chance in this match here because he has lined up a very strong team.
Yes, I agree with you, Stanley. Because when I looked at the FC Hunters lineup, I think Saruchera wanted to congest the midfield. Because if you look at his midfield rosters, he actually deployed 5 midfielders, and I think he wants to detect the pace from the middle of the park and then release Elder Chirima and Michael Tapera up front for their goals. And we see Captain Fumbidzai, one of the seasoned campaigners in the league, he has been in the game, he's been in the trenches, and is definitely going to be one to watch for this afternoon and have an impact on the direction of the 3 points this afternoon.
Yes, indeed. Sarchera Nisbet, former Zimbabwe international, played for Black Rhinos and a youth international for a very long time. He is now sitting on the bench as the coach of FC Hunters. They're trying to find their place in the Premier League here. If they can survive relegation, I can tell you that, they will be a very difficult team to handle in the future because they do have a number of very good youngsters. Like I said there, Mnyarazi Mshanga is one player to watch from their side. Michael Tapera is more of an established player now with his pace on the right-hand side. That certainly will be an interesting battle between him and Abel Gwatidzo. Talking of Gwatidzo, he did put up a splendid performance here against Ngezi Platinum, in the win for Dynamos.
Yes, and he did. We can't forget the volley, the goal that he scored to secure all 3 points for Dynamos over Ngezi, giving Ngezi their first defeat of the season here at the ceremonial home of football. So Abel Gwatidzo now getting the captain's armband this afternoon is not a shock, it's not a surprise. He's someone who's actually demanded his place in the team and very influential. So look at his mazy runs down the left channel. They are definitely going to be part of the story in this game.
Certainly part of the story that Genesis Mangombe is expecting as FC Hunters are posing for the pictures here. Praise Tona, Mshanga in the middle of the park, and Huni will have to be very busy. They can easily take advantage of a Dynamos team depleted by the absence of those 2 players, and Nisbet Saruchera knows the story very well, having played against Dynamos so many times. And today he will be happy because the crowd is not that big. He has always complained about the intimidating atmosphere that the Dimbari fans present.
Yeah, it would appear Dynamos are the away team as well, because of the low number of crowd fans that have so far come to the stadium. But look, it's all going to be a game that is going to be decided on the field of play. Whoever blinks first will definitely go to sleep. And whoever makes the use of the opportunities that they will create will most likely get all the 3 points. But coming into this game, Stanley, these 2 teams haven't played each other. This is their first clash because Dynamos have been in the league forever, whereas FC Hunters, the Eastern Region Division 1 champions last season, earned them their tickets to be part of the Premiership this season. So this is the first clash between the 2 teams. Who wants to go one up? We wait and see.
Definitely wait to see, and of course victory depends on who wants it most. Kalota is about to get us started here at Rufaro Stadium. The match referee, and of course, he's checking both sides to make sure we've got the correct complement of players on each side. Nobody has got an extra one.
It reminds me of the South African fixture, the international friendly, when they were preparing for the World Cup, where they flew the 12 men on the pitch and no one picked it up. How ironic.
Yes, as we get underway here, the ball is played into touch on the far side. Gwatidzo with a throw to find his defender, Colin Ujuru, and giving a taste of the ball to Tatenda Makoni. Back to Gwatidzo, who brings it down neatly. In the middle of the park, Dynamos lose possession, is taken through. Michael Tapera within range. He tries to shoot, brought down, says referee. I thought that would have been a penalty, but no, says Kalota. That was a deadly error by Dynamos. We're trying to come now from the near side here, and I can tell you that they are very, very lucky as the ball is played through all the way. And Nisbet Charuchera cannot believe it. Neither can you, Joseph.
Neither can I stand, because I thought that was a fair shout. Chapera there beat his marker, and then he went into the box, and then he tucked himself in, beating Mujuru to the ball. And look at that. Mujuru's left leg actually tripped Chapera. For me, that was a genuine shout for a penalty on behalf of FC Hunters.
Well, I know the referee Kalota will turn around and say, you are watching a replay. I didn't watch a replay, it was in real time, so he had to make a decision. But whichever way you look at it, Mr. Kalota, you have a few questions to answer. Free kick to FC Hunters. This one drops kindly once again, but an infringement on a Zimbabwe defender earns them a free kick inside their own box, and FC Hunters are not shy to start asking questions to the Premier League thoroughbreds. Dynamos, twice they've visited their box. Dynamos taking time to settle down as Guatito plays it through, neatly taken down into the middle of the park, but again they lose possession. Poor pass. This one goes back to Guatito. Tasa. Guatito again. Clips it to the near side here. Anotida Isamagwaza. Ball played through. Dynamos exchanging passes, but that one was too hard from Perfect Chikwende. That will be a throw-in to Mapiravira, FC Hunters. Tona. This one played through into the center. They're all looking. That was young Mutasa failing to get the ball, but claiming that he was hit in the ear. Now FC Hunters will start slowly, using their captain Fumbizai, former Caps United, played in South Africa for quite some time, as they try to come through once again, and the referee intervening to say that look, you have to restart. Another free kick. Chirima brought down. That's how it happened, and the resultant free kick, of course, is justified.
It would appear FC Hunters came into this game looking for an early goal, because if you look at the number of early forays that they've made into the Dynamos box, yeah, I think that has been the briefing that Nesbet Sarachera gave on his boys. As you see there, some of the legends of the game, the national team coach Kaitano Tembo being part of the crowd, sitting next to FAS president Desmond Marinda.
Yes, indeed. It's good to see at least that the national team coach is now watching local football, because my main complaint previously was that he's based in South Africa, we are playing our football here, and he's not watching it. So how does he follow the performance of the players?
Yes, yeah, fair point, Stanley, fair point. You want him to have a look at the local players who are playing their trade in the local premier, so that he has a look at them. If he has any plans to look into the local pool of players, they can know what to look out for, what to scout for when you attend these local premiership matches. Yeah, so kudos to you, national team captain Kaitano Munimutema Tembo.
Throwing into FC Hunters. Second short. Guided backwards as they try to come through. Nice one along the line, but Magwaza clears. That was actually Landu. Jimbare pick it up. They're looking for support on the right hand side. Mavunga. Good header. Clearing the ball out. Picked up by Guatizo. Mavunga. Guatizo has gone through. Tries a cross. They nearly got it inside the box. Play will continue now. Chirima. Chirima again getting possession, a lovely ball to the near side, but again picked up easily by Dynamos defenders. That was Magwaza. And the long pass to the left-hand side is too high for Ebo Batizo. Throw in to FC Hunters with about 6 minutes played here at Rufaro Stadium. We welcome those joining us for the first time. 0-0 is the scoreline. You haven't missed much between these two teams. Of course, FC Hunters have already visited the Dynamos box, and on one occasion they could have been lucky to get a penalty, but the ref decided otherwise. Mr. Kalota. Free kick being taken here. Let's see how it's going to be executed. McLeod Piri, the defender, to take it. Clips it. Doesn't go very far. Defended by Ebro Guatizo. McLeod Piri will pick it up. Lays it back to his core defenders. And the goalkeeper, more Blessing Piri, rolls it to McLeod Piri. Kusingwenya had a touch. This one clipped long. Landu clears. This one drops kindly in the center. Huni. Shamba being harassed and being forced to play it backwards. Shamba now. Drifts over the line. Shamba past his marker. Plays it through the Dynamos defense, giving Hunters so much space. But they haven't taken full advantage. That's a good position. Huni turns away from his marker, takes a shot and skies his effort. But unfortunately, his finishing did not match the fantastic approach work by FC Hunters.
Good build-up by FC Hunters. The way they've been finding every goal shot on the pitch has been fantastic and good to watch, good to the eye. Look at the number of chances. And a dummy there and sending a defender the wrong way. And then he let go of a shot, well, of course, which was too much elevation on it. And look at how much time he created for himself and the space that he made for himself. Of course, the end product was not there. But good play on behalf of FC Hunters, the way they are playing, knitting passes and breaking down the Dynamos lines. I think FC Hunters have settled earlier than Dynamos in this game.
Yes, and Landu is under pressure. Plays the ball out into touch. It's a throw-in. There's some of the dignitaries in the stands enjoying themselves here at Rufaro Stadium. Isaac Landu wanted to play it quickly, but the ref doesn't agree. He wants the ball pulled back so that, in fact, the free kick belongs to FC Hunters. Ronald Fubizai to take it. This is a bit far, but if it was a bit closer, this man has got a sweet left foot. He's not shy to try a left foot killer. Here it comes in the center. Good shot, and it goes straight to the goalkeeper. The idea was there, but unfortunately it lacked the necessary punch from Junior Mayer. Dynamos playing it backwards as they restart the formula. Here is Landu. Slips it through. Landu gets the return pass and now finds his goalkeeper, Makoni, who clears in a hurry under pressure. Gives away possession. And that pass well read by the defense from FC Hunters. Tasa. Landu once again posting it forward, but then a lone figure loses it. FC Hunters enjoying some meaningful possession here. That's a good pass to Huni. They drift backwards once again, a bit shy to keep on probing Dynamos. A lovely pick there from Mushamba, but failed. And this one rolls kindly on the far side. Dynamos regain possession. Here's Gwatidzo. Looking for Mutasa, but he couldn't find him. Ball cleared away. And it comes to the near side. And out of play. Junior Mea guiding it backwards. Long ball forward. From Mfumbizai goes straight to the Dynamos goalkeeper, Tatenda Makoni. Dynamos now trying to settle down into some meaningful play. Here's the Dynamos lineup being scrolled under your screens. Avunga, Agyemang, the two players upfield. The FC Hunters, here they defend. This one is allowed to roll back to their goalkeeper, Mo Blessing Piri. Tapera and Chirima are the two attacking players. Nisbet Salchera having congested the midfield with 5 midfielders. And I think it has paid off because he's got more possession than Dynamos. Dimbare have one possession here. He's looking for support. Doesn't get it. That was Mtasa. The cross comes into the center. Good defensive work from FC Hunters. Here they are with Honi clearing. Juru is underneath it. Picked up by Dimbare. Landu. Chikwende turns away from his marker. Finding Agyemang. Fails to play the ball through. Picked up by Michael Tapera. Here he is now, turning on the afterburners, Michael Tapera! But again, it's taken away by Mujuru. He's a real threat, this boy, Michael Tapera. He has got the pace, he has got the power, but he wasn't allowed to queue up a shot. And Agyemang is being harassed unfairly, but take a look at Michael Tapera.
His first touch was good. And he ventured forward, beating 2 markers at the same time with the same ball. Tucked inside, and then when he was going for goal, it was timely intervention there by Dynamos defender. Otherwise, it would have been trouble. But I like the way Tapera is confident on the ball. He plays the way he wants, and he's making those mesmerizing runs at Dynamos into their face and causing many problems for Dynamos defenders. Watch him. If they can't watch him, maybe they need to shut out the ball supply to him.
Oh yes, indeed. But Tapera is always a difficult customer. Here he is once again in possession. Lays it through. Shamba. Back to the near side, finding Junior Mea. And Mujuru clears, but the referee says it was a handball offense, so it's going to be a free kick. The veteran defender penalized, and very lucky indeed. That was close to the penalty box. Anything could have happened. They survived an earlier scare, but I don't think the referee would have waved away a handball offense inside the area. Let's take a look at it. Yeah. Oh, but
yeah, maybe a bit harsh.
Yeah, it would have been a bit harsh.
Yeah,
because his hand was close to the body.
Yeah, he tucked his head in.
Yeah, you can't have it anywhere else.
Yes, yeah. Well, unfortunate for Dynamos in that instance. Yeah, certainly it won't be given as a handball under normal circumstances. Yeah. But unfortunately, Mjuru got the wrong end of the decision from the referee.
Now Tatenda Makoni must watch this one. It's a good-looking effort. Whoa, that was close. That was close. Nisbet Saruchera's side is probing and probing. McLive Piri will have to guide this one backwards. Now it's laid through. Yes, Pumbizai, the captain, slips it through to Michael Tapera. Definitely they have to watch this one. The cross comes in! It goes wide. My goodness me. The young man, Elder Chirima, punches the turf in anguish. Surely he should have directed that one on target, and forced the goalkeeper to earn his wages.
Very unfortunate for the 20-year-old Chirima, who's got so far has got 2 goals for FC Hunters he's brilliant in attack, and this is actually his debut season in the Premiership. He used to play for Nombeaora, and he's currently in brilliant form. Yeah, good connection of the header, but of course the direction was nowhere. Had he found his elevation and his vectors properly, he would have troubled Tatenda Makoni. Definitely he has every reason to feel frustrated, but fair effort, young man, 20-year-old.
Yeah, with a bit of luck, we could be talking of 3-0 now.
Yeah.
Now,
yes.
They must be careful, because if the tide changes, it might go against them. And in the meantime, of course, the Dynamos goalkeeper is down injured. He's been under so much pressure from FC Hunters.
Yes.
That's Tatenda Makoni. Let's see how he picked up the injury. It was a kick inside the area. He went down. And I think it's the landing that was awkward.
And Dynamo survived that. There was no one to take out that rebound.
Exactly. Very lucky.
Interestingly, we are seeing a phenomenon that is going to be ended, where when a goalkeeper gets injured and players come to the technical area, new FIFA rules are now going to guide us that players will not be allowed to get that technical briefing during the injury of a goalkeeper. So maybe we might be seeing this for the last time until the World Cup.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I think, the football authorities are continuously watching ways of making sure we watch the football.
Yes.
Not the antics of players who want to delay time, who want to, because it could be manufactured. Give the goalkeeper a time to go down so that, the coaches can reinforce their instructions.
Agreed, yes. So we never know whether Makoni was genuinely injured or it was a tactical injury. You never know, but we can't prosecute him for that. But what we know for a fact is that FIFA are clamping down on this kind of behavior, where players walk to their technical area for more instructions from their coach when a goalkeeper is being attended to.
Yeah, and I think I'll take that one to have been a technical injury.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good way to put
it. So that these players can get some fresh instructions. Corner kick to FC Hunters.
Some romantic moments.
Yeah, romantic moments in the terraces. Maybe the boy looks too young for me. I don't know if I'm reading these situation right. It could be brother and sister.
Yeah, but that would be too cozy for
The cross comes in, and this one is cleared away by Dynamos. It runs into touch. Another throw for FC Hunters. Junior Meyer to take it in a nil-all situation. Good touch. Long cross from Junior Meyer, taken away by the goalkeeper Tatenda Makoni, who has taken over from Idrissa Mfor, the Cameroonian, who starts from the bench. Mavunga guiding it through. That's a Trevor to the captain of the day, Ebo Gwatidzo. And this one played into touch as Dynamos are now trying to work their way to the opponent's penalty area. Here's Gwatidzo with a long throw. Headed inwards. It comes back inside the area. Scrambled away by FC Hunters. This is Magwaza. Played backwards. Lano is quite content in keeping possession and starting play from the back all the time. And I must say the referee was fooled on that occasion. Yeah, the FC Hunters player. That is Emmanuel Zinyama going down theatrically, managing to get a free kick. There again, he's taken his eye off the ball, and Dynamos can now go forward. Mavunga failing to make a pass. It's taken away. Dami Mshanga. And the shot goes over. No problem there from Meyer, Junior Meyer. Plays it. It was Huni actually.
That was Huni.
Tadiwana Shehuni.
Yeah, I'm sure he fancied these chances from the stand, because there's so far 2 goals for FC Hunters, and he's actually a key figure since the season started. He scored a goal against Cape United and against Blaue Chiefs on behalf of FC Hunters. So yeah, so he had every right to try his luck from that range. And taking a look himself, he has 2 goals for Hunters so far.
And you look at the attempts there with FC Hunters, they've got 4 to Dynamos 0. Clear sign that, look, FC Hunters are the better side here. And if this game of football was played on points, they should be leading. But of course, it's still 0-0. Here they come once again. FC Hunters restarting the formula. Ball played wide from Zinyama. They post it forward. Lovely chance, Michael Tapera. Blast it off a defender. It's guided back to the far side. Another cross comes in. Jiro failing to communicate with his goalkeeper and is given away possession. And finally, Dibare can go forward, but Mavunga is brought down. He's asking for a yellow card. He's lucky it's not the English Premiership.
Yes.
Where he would have received a yellow card himself, and these fans would have loved every minute of it. There is the offense, bringing down Mavunga.
It was definitely
Zinyama.
Yeah.
Zinyama was very lucky to get away without a booking. Fumbizai clears the danger. Chikwende Magwaza past one man. This one out of play. Chikwende on the wing. And this one bobbles out of play for a throw to Dynamos. Very close to the corner flag, and Magwaza is about to take it. That's Tendai Munengwa, ZBC reporter. Does a lot of work on the farms and has decided to come and enjoy himself at Rufaro Stadium. Good turn away from his marker, the cross inside the area. Well, nobody home for Dynamos. Mavunga tries to chase, but the ball has gone out of play. In the end, he breaks the corner flag. Now that becomes a danger to the other players because it's a sticking stump from the ground.
Yes, yeah. So I suppose the referee will want to have that attended to before play can be resumed.
Yes, certainly, because it does pose a danger that, of course, Praise Tona would like to assist. I think he's just found out that, look, it's too much for him. He needs much more than just his knowledge.
And it's part of the equipment according to the rules and regulations of football. The game cannot continue when part of that football equipment is not up to standard. So we have to wait until that is taken care of.
Yeah, it looks like a ball boy is having to go there. Where is the maintenance man for the stadium? Because the game should be played with him in attendance. But it looks like the ball boy has managed to fix it. Well done, boy.
We have handymen all over.
Yeah,
on
handymen
the pitch and in our residential areas.
Yeah.
There's always someone who comes in handy.
Good clearance. It's picked up by the Dynamos captain, Guatizo. This one played forward and Dynamos have broken loose here. Agyemang! And tied away by the goalkeeper. Good save indeed from Mo Blessing Piri. Dynamos with one shot on target. It very nearly became a goal. That's why you see their manager, Genesis Mangonge, is on his feet, and so is Nisbet Saruchera. Magwaza can't keep the ball in play. Throw in to FC Hunters in a goalless situation, Joe.
That was an impressive save from Mo Blessing Piri, who's actually playing his second game for FC Hunters. This is his debut season. He used to play for PEM FC in the Northern Region Soccer League. So, yeah, good showing for him, showing great reflexes and putting that one away to safety on behalf of his team, Hunters.
Hunters once again fastening on to possession. Ball played on the far side, looking for McLeod. Piri keeps the ball on the ground. Here they come. Good exchange of passes. as they move forward. Again looking for Junior Mayer on the overlap. And this one cleared away by Magwaza, who is now more and more aware of the danger caused by the diminutive left back from FC Hunters, Junior Mayer. A lovely through ball, good cross. This one straight to the goalkeeper. Nobody was actually harassing the defenders for FC Hunters. And Tatenda Makoni collected without any pressure. He plays the ball downfield. Headed on. And the ref intervening once again.
I think that's the move.
Akeman now the chance. Tried to find the far post. Here's the pass. Tried his best, but the goalkeeper had his angles well covered.
Yeah, it was a fair attempt.
Fair attempt and the good save from the goalkeeper. A lovely touch there, coming from Zinyama. Here they come again, FC Hunters. Mshamba flicks it through. Zinyama again cleared away by Landu. Dynamos predominantly on the rear foot, conceding a corner kick, which will be taken from the far side. 0-0 the scoreline. What can they do with this corner kick, FC Hunters? Surely, with nearly 27 minutes gone, if Lady Luck had smiled once or twice, they deserve to have been in the lead, FC Hunters.
Yeah, if they were to go to the halftime break without finding the back of the net, they would be disappointed. And Dynamos will of course heave a sigh of relief. But if justice to be held, maybe FC Hunters will expect to have a header goal going to the halftime break.
Definitely they'll feel hard done by Lady Luck. This corner kick will come.
Interestingly, that's the World Cup ball, Stanley?
Yeah, I can see that. That cross, that is a poor one from Futbizai. It's very rare to see him play the ball like that. Futbizai, veteran, who will play it for Caps and South African team Swelele of Bloemfontein. Then came back to play for Scotland. The fans are getting a bit impatient. They want to see goals, nothing else but goals. That's the Dynamos, the contingent of fans in the stands. Landu beaten in the air, ball picked up once again as oh dear. I was expecting a blister shot from Taduana Shehuni. Unfortunately, skied his effort. Referee intervening to say there was a foul on Elder Chirima. All hands are on him.
Wrong technique on behalf of Huni there. If he had decided to go for the laces, I would then expect him maybe to lean forward so that his shot will not get too much elevation. Or maybe if we were to use a Kela, aim for the far post, use his instep, and then let the ball fly onto the postage stamp area of Tatina Makoni's goal. And some fans there.
Oh yeah, enjoying themselves. This is the sort of thing we want. We don't want a repeat of what happened 2 weeks ago at Chawanda Stadium. This is the shot from Huni. Skied his effort. So Makoni now gets the opportunity to get one or two pieces of information from the bench. Oh, she's covering her face and the guy is saying, please, we don't want to be popular. Oh, yeah, he was too close. And Guatizo loses possession. Yeah, father and son at the stadium, dressed in blue. No doubt as to who they are supporting here. Dasa. It's been very quiet, Wisdom. Poor touch. Here's Junior Mayer. Decides to play it backwards. Finding the captain Fumbizai. Lovely turn. Junior Mayer drifts into the box and ball played through. Nobody home. Shamba lays it back. Once again, the technique is completely absent from Zinyama. Should have done a lot better. He apologizes to his teammates. Should remember to lean forward. I know it's a bit difficult, but that's the only way you can keep the shot down.
And I think he was forced to take a shot early. You know, if he had maybe another idea, probably would have delayed the shot, maybe sent a dummy and then lay it on for somebody else. But I think Dynamos, to their credit, they forced him to take an early shot because they were pressing him.
Yes, indeed. Now, chance there, and the ball runs into touch. Throw in to FC Hunters. 31 minutes played. 14 to go to the Oranges. 0-0 the scoreline. Confirmation of the scoreline. As FC Hunters continue to enjoy possession here. Huni lays it short. Fumbizai. Get it away. Quatlizer clears. That's Magwaza rather. And good recovery from Junior Mayer. Very, very deft with his feet. Managing to play the ball backwards. This should be a throw in to Dynamos. Magwaza takes it through, but easily won by FC Hunters. They've got players all over the place in the middle of the park. They are enjoying possession in the middle of the park as well. Huni done well. This one laid through. Looking for space. Now they find it. Back to Huni. Shamba loses possession. And now Dynamos tricking away with Mavunga, but doesn't do a good job. Easily taken away. For once, FC Hunters being forced to defend. Now they pick up possession. Here they come with the Junior Mayer. Clips it through. That's a wonderful pass. They drift into the area. The cross, not good enough. And Dynamos can come away with it. Perfect Chikwende. Chikwende once again, you can hear the whistles in the stands. Dynamos give away possession. They have a very, very laid-back approach in this game here, Dynamos. And the crowd is voicing its concern with John.
And rightly so, because Dynamos haven't played that much of the Dynamos kind of football. They haven't had their dominance in this game. And in fact, it's FC Hunters who are causing more problems for Dynamos. Dynamos themselves haven't come into the party. Whether the absence of influential Shadrach Nyawa and Telmo Pio in the middle of the park. But either way, it's a fact that FC Hunters, they've had the lion's share of possession and threats in this game.
Well, there's a clear-cut lack of depth as we see there. The FC Hunters bench containing former Dynamos player Denver Mkamba. And the fans are not happy because I was about to say there's a clear-cut lack of depth in the Dynamos team.
And look at even the communication between Dynamos players themselves. You know, they are complaining against each other. So, which might mean yes, there's something that needs to be addressed by Coach Genesis Mangombe at half-time, if not even now during the course of the first half. Because definitely Dynamos are looking disjointed, and FC Hunters are enjoying the game.
Disjointed is an understatement because they're certainly not at the races here. But FC Hunters haven't taken advantage. Like I said earlier, they could have been leading by 3-0. And sometimes some of the players are surprised that we are being given so much space, you know, and they are not taking full advantage. Thought that would be a free kick, but no, the referee says play on. Finally, Timbare get a free kick, and Fusingwenya complaining that was the one who was fouled first. Denver Mkamba now sharing an opinion with his teammates on the bench. That the likes of Mavunga in the middle of the park, no doubt, are struggling. He hasn't settled down as yet, as the praise corner was harassing him. Michael Tapera now is on the right-hand side. I don't think he will get much change from Ebo Gwatidzo, but more Blessing Piri making sure that he's well covered. And Denver Mkamba wishing he was on the bench. He thrived on such situations. Mtasa set to take this one on, clearly indicating that he wants to play a volley, an up and under, so that he will be able to test the goalkeeper. It's a good distance from the goal line. Wisdom Mtasa. You have to be very precise with this one. Here he comes. Yeah, lifted it and it never came down, and it has gone behind for a goal kick to be taken by More Blessing Piri.
Meanwhile, updates from other centers tell is that Manika Diamond are currently leading Moors by 1-0 out in Norton at Ngoni Stadium. And then on the other hand, Simba Bora are leading by 1-0 over Ngezi Dynamos. The rest of the games are still goalless, like we have here at Rufaro.
Yes, once again, another raid from FC Hunters. Michael Tapera has gone down, free kick, according to the referee. So, FC Hunters now in a very promising position as we take a second look at the incident. Yeah, Abel Gwatidzo went in overzealously and brought down the FC Hunters striker, who is being taunted there. The medical officials waiting for eventualities. They are here to look after the players and everyone in the stadium.
And we hope they won't be called to duty.
Yes, that's their wish. Because whenever they're called into duty, it means there's something seriously wrong.
Yes.
Ronald Fumbizai in a very, very good-looking position for his team. And they've got, what, 6 players inside the box. Dynamos have got 5. There's a mismatch there. Oh, good one indeed, and punched away by the goalkeeper. And Huni regains possession and guides it all the way back to his goalkeeper, More Blessing Piri. Huni picks it up into the center. Again, pushed off the ball. This one played wide on the far side. That's cleared into touch for a Dynamos throw. Ronald Fumbizai now to defend. A short while ago he was the one playing the ball in the box. Now he has to defend, and Magwaza with a throw-in, who tried to steal a few yards from the match official, but was ordered backwards. The back header, but it's cleared away. Magwaza away from danger. Mavunga find Gwatidzo, slips it through looking for Mavunga, and a booking here, something that will make Mavunga very happy. You remember earlier on he waved an imaginary card at McLive Piri, who has since now been yellow carded. First booking of the day. That was careless.
Very careless.
Yeah,
and also even irresponsible,
Exactly.
because the Mavunga is facing the wrong side. Definitely is not of any danger or threat to you. Just delay him, shepherd him, and make sure he just doesn't turn instead of fouling him.
Indeed, and we welcome ladies to the stadium here. We want them to feel safe, and the goalkeeper, wow, missing the ball completely, nearly posing danger. It looks like, yes, the referee said corner kick. Oh, blessing Piri is lucky on that occasion. Nobody was on the blind side for Dynamos. It would have been disaster. With 5 minutes to the Oranges, let's take a look at the situation. He wasn't sure of the situation at all.
As a goalkeeper, once you go for a flighted ball, make sure you go for it. If you go for it, get it.
Indeed.
Because if you miss it, it's going to be disaster.
It will be disaster. Here comes the free kick, the corner kick. But it's given away once again. But Timbare with perfect Chikwende, who is yet to stamp his authority. He's a veteran in the game here, having been around for quite some time, even went to Tanzania to play abroad. Gwatidzo, the captain of the day, lays it through, poor control. Agiaman recovers. Mavunga, Trevor, laying it forward. And this one goes out of play for a Dynamos throw. That Leroy Mavunga thought he had won fair and squarely, but it's being held back. If the game continues like this, it's going to be very difficult to come up with the man of the match here. There isn't much happening. The throw is taken quickly. Flick header. The heel went straight to the goalkeeper, Mo Blessing. Look at what he has done. My goodness me. Chikwende's got possession now. But then he forgets to keep it under tight control. Lucky he gets it back. Poor pass and cleared away easily by Pumbizai. Dynamos managing to defend. FC Hunters are not done yet. Landu feels that he's being harassed unfairly. But he retaliated by pulling Huni, and that's what the referee has seen. Huni is down injured. Let's take a look at it. Look at how he is being harassed. He feels that, look, he was tripped. And he managed to win the ball there. I think the ref should have blown for Dynamos on that occasion for a handball. The elbow
by Tapera.
Yeah,
Yes.
Tapera had no intention of winning the ball at all. Free kick to be taken there by Fumbizai. The former Caps United defender. Gives it long. Goalkeeper came off his line and missed it completely. Very lucky that it was headed in the wrong direction.
Nyaradzi Mashanga actually done well for himself. He leapt above everyone, but he didn't have a clean connection with the ball. And I think Tatina Makoni there will be happy that that ball flighted away of ball. Otherwise, it would have been trouble. Look at the long ball there that was flighted. Makoni goes for it. He doesn't get there first.
Because if that had found its way to the target, it would have gone in with no one to defend for Dynamos.
Yeah. So Dynamos survive yet one more time, Stanley.
And we're hearing that we could be getting 2 minutes of injury time. Wow. We're catching them young, the fans. Who knows, he could be a player in the future. As Mo Blessing Piri prepares to dispatch this one downfield. Piri blasted forward. It's a long searching ball. Tasa heads it, doesn't go very far. Chikwende will pick it up, lays it through Ageman with Untasa, flicking it forward, looking for Chikwende. But Junior Meyer is brilliant, taking the ball away. And Timbare winning possession. Now Chikwende on the wing, but the cross is low. And this one somehow kept in play. Good play by the Hunters defender. That's Junior Mayer. Look,
he's skillful, too skillful
for a defender.
Yes, he enjoys this game.
He reminds me of a player who used to play for Paimo, Sebastian Matende. And, I campaigned that he should leave the left-back position and go upfield. And he finally did. That's when he started getting goals. If he's listening, he knows that this is something we discussed some years ago. I even went to his coach and said, why are you wasting this guy in defense?
and
the same goes for Junior Mayer.
Yeah, Junior Mayer he has never missed a match for FC Hunters. So he has played 16 games today, and he's a very enterprising left back for FC Hunters. So it's quite an asset for Nesbeth Saruchera.
Yes.
A defender who's comfortable with the ball. That means you can afford to play from the back. He can knit passes through to his midfielders and even to his strikers. So definitely Junior Mayer, keep pushing, my guy.
Yeah, he will keep on pushing. A minute of the stoppage time played with 1 minute to go to the Oranges. FC Hunters with a throw. 0-0 the scoreline. Surely it's not pleasing news for FC Hunters. They had complete control of the first 45 minutes. Here comes their captain, Fumbizai. To Junior Mayer. Good cross inside the area, deflected, and the shot comes in from Mushamba over the bar. No problem there for the goalkeeper. I think again he was hurried into a shot. If he had been allowed to settle down, this is one man that can cause problems for Dynamos as we approach the 2 minutes are up. And I can see the ref has got his whistle and blows to end the first 45 minutes here to Faro Stadium. 0-0 is the halftime scoreline, but surely FC Hunters will feel hard done by Lady Luck.
Yes, Lady Luck definitely was not much smiling at FC Hunters. Also to do some decision, maybe if they had gotten a penalty early in the first half, maybe we could be talking of a different story. But in a nutshell, we've seen FC Hunters venturing more into Dynamos box and threatening Dynamos on more occasions than Dynamos have threatened the FC Hunters themselves. Maybe at this time Hunters will feel like they are hard done by not getting a goal. Maybe also largely to do with maybe decision making and rushing their shots at Dynamos goal. But at the end of the day, it still remains 0-0 at halftime, and Dynamos will be happy to go to the halftime break with the current state of affairs, having survived the FC Hunters hunt.
Definitely the word survive fits very snugly with the situation for Dynamos here at Rufaro Stadium. And in a moment we will be joining our studio team here at Rufaro Stadium, led by Sandra Magahanye.
Absolutely phenomenal. The first 45 minutes really maybe something that you wasn't expecting. It is still an equal affair between Dynamos and FC Hunters. A 0-0 draw after the first 45 minutes, but so many moments that we can talk about. But just to give you a highlight as to maybe an update as to how the other games are faring in the different parts of the country. It is Manica Diamonds who are leading Moors at Ngoni Stadium, and also Simba Bora leading Gezi Platinum. As for the other games, there are no goals scored as of yet. But the first half, absolutely fantastic. Take us through maybe your thoughts in terms of how FC Hunters have performed in the first 45 minutes.
FC Hunters have performed above expectations. They've been dominating Dynamos all over. In all departments, they've dominated Dynamos. Only they are lacking the killer instinct in front of goal. They should have capitalized. I think they got about 4 clear chances in front of goal. They failed to utilize. Of course, in the very early stages, I think in the second minute, they deserved a penalty, and I don't know what was Patrick Carota thinking of. That should have been a penalty when Michael Tapera was tripped inside the box. To me, and from where I was sitting from, that was a clear penalty. As you can see the replay there. Just see, he turned his replay, and that left leg, the trailing leg, was tripped by the Dynamos defender. That is a clear penalty, no doubt, and probably a yellow card to the Dynamos defender there. And Patrick Carota had other ideas, and he has failed to control the game because there are some fouls where he should have cautioned, especially the Hunters players, on the fouls on Leroy Mavunga. But FC Hunters, they might live to regret all those chances they have created, because once Dynamos get into the groove and start detecting the pace, they will be in trouble.
Yeah, and looking at that very moment, could that be maybe the point where the game maybe sort of shifted, especially for FC Hunters, who are finding it hard to convert in front of goal?
Yeah, absolutely correct. I think you can see from the highlights there, it's been all over. Hunters has been all over. 3-4 chances there could be, and also a penalty that they didn't get. I think it was supposed to be a penalty. Mujuru went on to Tapera. That's a clamp tackle in the box. But obviously, I don't know, maybe the decision from the referee. But you can see all together, Hunters has been having some solid chances, and they've been all over. It's been Tatenda Makon here and there. The back line for Dynamos is probably shaking. The midfield so is the same. Going up front, it's a little bit weak. Actually, it's weak, and I would say, considering if it was maybe them into the game, getting in these chances, they could have maybe scored. But now you can see the game is only one-sided. It's just been Hunters and Hunters and Hunters and Hunters. And obviously for Dynamos, it's a very difficult afternoon. Especially this first half was very difficult. And of course, I would want a situation whereby utilize the chances. Hunters will live to regret, like Willie said. Well, you can see all over, they've been all over. They're coming in here and there, crosses left and right center. They have everything, but the finishing is absolutely bad.
Okay, so we're looking at an FC Hunters side that has given us the likes of Mayor Elda Chirima as well, Michael Tapera stepping up to the podium. How do you think they're going to fare maybe in the second half, these chances that they have been missing out?
I think they need to be very careful, especially missing those glut of chances that came their way. I'm also impressed by the number 17, Zinyama. He's playing a defensive role, and also the captain, Ronald Fumbizai. I think he's showing the maturity, and he's showing that he's a true captain. But in the second half, I think they must be very, very careful, because I'm sure there are going to be some changes. Dynamos will be a rejuvenated side in the second half, and you will see their supporters are demanding a lot. They've been whistling, and even Kaka, I think we could see that he sent his entire bench to warm up early, which is a clear sign that it doesn't tell me that he wanted to make changes, but it was just a rude awakening to those who are playing. I think even if you ask Chief Justice, he'll tell you that even during their playing days, when you're in the field of play, if you see the bench warming up, then on its own it tells you that the coach is not happy with your performance. So they'll definitely change in the second half, and I'm sure we'll be in for an exciting second half. And I hope FC Hunters will continue fighting like they have been doing. Because Dynamo, the few moments they got, I think their biggest letdown has been they're really having few numbers up front. You can see that whenever Leroy Mavunga or Perfect Chikwende, Frank Agmayang is to be the only one inside into the box. They are having few numbers, and they are sitting back too much, which is inviting Hunters into the danger zone. So they need to change that, and I'm sure tactically, Kaka, that is Genesis Mangombe, would definitely change that.
Yeah, as we continue talking about some of the positive maybe coming in from Dynamos moving into the second half, what can they just carry on just from the first 45, what they've been able to do?
I think the first half they were playing 4-3-3, which is not working so well. You find they are all short in numbers in every department, and they don't know. You actually have two players on the field. You've got Chikwende, you've got Mtaza. They don't have pace for a 4-3-3, and they obviously look at the numbers going forward. It's a little bit less, in terms of if you are looking for a goal, you need numbers in the box. So you find it's only Frank alone, or sometimes Leroy is trying to come in across, but no one is there. So getting into this, I think Kaka needs to come back, and with a 4-4-2 formation, that will give him also try to neutralize the diamond shape, which is Hunters is utilizing. It's giving them an advantage in midfield. I also noticed Zinyama is doing well Willie said, Elder Chirina. Also as Munyaradzi, who is also in midfield, the number 6. They are doing so well. You know, you find that diamond shape is not easy for Dynamos to break. And obviously, if he comes in second half with a 4-4-2, I think it will balance up because you have wide wings and you also have a balanced central midfield where Mavunga, Trevor, is not into the game. He's struggling a little bit. So he also needs complement and some help. So I don't know who is going to come in. Most probably, you might try by all means bring in one central midfielder so that you can complement the energies that are needed in the midfield.
Okay, so moving on to FC Hunters, they are a side that have been doing well. And in the pre-game interview, Coach Nesbitt said that you don't really need to change much if the team is doing well. What can you do better in terms of the second half? Bring on Eli Ilunga as well, who's maybe been doing quite well for the side. Could that be one of the changes that he could bring on board?
Yeah, so I think they also need to give Michael Tabera a bit of space because he thrives on speed and on his pace, and he's a dribbling wizard. So they need to ably support him. Maybe with Eli Lunga, he could be a supporting role in front of goal there, and then because a lot of danger, and they should utilize those chances which have been coming their way. Because I'm sure in the second half they will not get as many as they did in the first half. So this game might be a bit balanced in the second half, and the Dynamos, like I said, they definitely need to change something in the Kaka. And adding on to what Chief Justice was saying, to me, I was surprised when Kaka benched the Hastings Chapusha, because I thought maybe him having played with Collins Mjuri at Triangle, maybe he should have pushed Mjuri up front and stayed with Chapusha to create a team, because they are lacking the leadership of Shadrack Nyawa. You could see he's the missing link in that team. And Wisdom Tasa has been playing well of late, but today he's out of sorts. And luckily, Vusangwenya for FC Hunters, he is hiding. He's not very active. He's not doing the way we expect him to do. So that's the lucky part of Dynamos, that if Vusangwenya was in the form of his life, like we used to know him, maybe Dynamos could have been punished by now. So if I was Nebsport, Yabo Saruchera, maybe that's the change I would make. I would bring out Vusingwenya, then maybe throw in Eri Lunga and try to make some positional changes and add some firepower there. But for Dynamos, they need to make sure that they sort out their midfield, like the 4-4-3, the 4-3-3 formation they've been using. It needs people who are gritty, crafty, and speedy.
And those are some of the stats coming in from this encounter with FC Hunters, getting the bigger chance of those numbers as well. So looking into this second half in terms of improving on what you are building on, a team that has only won 2 games so far with this style of play, is it reflecting? Is the method, tallying?
Looking at the statistics, the Hunters, they are leading, in almost everything, and they've been doing so well. I think also what they need to do is just to have firepower up front so that they can get goals. It's quite difficult, if you are just controlling part of the game and you end up drawing such a game. I think they have all the positioning. They have everything. They've had so many corners. So altogether, they need to convert that into goals and become a winning team. They need to get 3 points. After all, if you find a team which is not playing so well, capitalize on those few mistakes that is happening here, especially this game. I think it's probably one of the shaky games for Dynamos, especially at the back. So they need to capitalize. Like he also noted that Vusangwenya is hiding, of which he's not giving any strength, to the team going forward. So I think it's all together. They need to do better in the second half.
Yeah, the second half is upon us as we're seeing that FC Hunters coming back on quite energetic and ready to continue the last 45 minutes. So we'll switch over to commentary to give us the rest of the game.
Welcome back to the second half here at Faro Stadium. Dynamos taking on FC Hunters. Halftime score was 0-0. Now they're all coming back for the restart, so that at the end of the day, they will know who the winner is. But of course, as we continue to stress, we can't stress more than what we've done, that FC Hunters were by far the better team, and these 3 men here have tried to do their best. Newton Mtema, Genesis Mangombe, the men who are in charge of Dynamos. Of course, alongside Tonderai Marume, the strikers coach at Dimbare. The referee is about to get us underway as both sets of players are taking their preordained positions before the start of the second 45. A lighter moment there with Kalota and the players. He's just making sure everything is all right before he blows the whistle. He has to count the players on both sides and then acknowledges with the assistant referees, the far side and the assistant. They're just organizing the ball boys to make sure that they stay in the strategic positions that have been designated.
It seems there's a substitution being implemented, Stanley. It's FC Hunters.
The FC Hunters. King Nadolo comes into the action, replacing Minyarazim Shamba, number 6, being asked to leave the field, and the referee gets us underway. The praise corner has gone back to playing defense, and Nadolo takes his place in the center. Confirmation of the scoreline, 0-0 at half in the second half. And to those of you joining us, we've just started the second 45 minutes, 20 seconds gone. Dynamos now playing from right to left, and FC Hunters from left to right. They are attacking the Mbare end and defending the city end here to Rufaro Stadium. That is if you are familiar with the Rufaro Stadium bearings. Dangerous play by Agemang, free kick to FC Hunters. The Dynamos are also playing without one of their Ghanaian imports, Chris Neti. The last we heard it was suspension, but today we have to confirm once again what it is.
He's out injured.
The injury once again.
I understand he was injured in training.
Yeah, because the last time it was a one-match suspension. Here's Mavunga. Trevor lays it through. Poor touch. And this one goes away. Dynamos tried to come back. And Makoni heads the ball away. Captain played. Nadolo. Well-travelled player. Nadolo once again, edge of the area. Sliding tackle, and the ball is taken away. Nadolo stays down, trying to attract a decision from the referee, but the referee denies it. Agemang is done well, but again, ball is given away. Poor touch from Trevor Mavunga as the ball rolls kindly to more Blessing Piri. Sure, Genesis Mangombe and company were blasting their players as we see King Nadolo dealing with the pain following that tackle inside the box. Here's Praise Tona into the center. Zingama guiding the ball backwards. Tona again to Ronald Pumbizai. Confirmation of the substitution of King Nadolo coming in for Mshamba. In the end, it's a free kick to FC Hunters. This is how it, the earlier tackle.
Yeah, I think it was a clean tackle.
Yeah,
he got the ball.
I mean, on his day, Guatizo can be a very, very good left back.
He is.
I mean, any other defender would have gone in carelessly to bring down the striker, but no, he knew exactly that he has to control his tackle.
And the timing was perfect.
Absolutely. Here's another man with a sweet left foot. That's Ronald Fumbizai. Preparing to curl the ball into the area. Leroy Mavunga stands by. Here it comes, but too low. Picked up by Chikwende. He's given away possession. Chikwende wins it back. Plays the ball through, trying to find Agemang, but again, Tona takes it away. Oh, that's a lovely disguised pass, but then played away by Dimbare. Throw in to FC Hunters. McLeod Piri. Comes back to Vusengwenya. Nadolo is taken away. Leroy Mavunga. Lovely turn there by Agemang. Agemang going forward. He's by himself. Oh, he's there! A wonderful run by the Ghanaian. Has given Dynamos the lead. My goodness. A wonderful turn. Drifted into the area. Dummied everyone into believing that he was going to bring in a cross. And scored with a lovely curler.
What a beautiful move. The pass from Leroy Mavunga. And he let go of Agmeang, who went into the dummy. And then he created space, ventured into the box, looked up, and saw that there was more space on the far side. Beautiful goal by Agmeang. And look at the defender, was not placed. He was forced to take a shot. And then the goalkeeper could not do anything but just watch the ball cross the line. Good goal from Dynamos. I think their counter-attack, fifth counter-attack, which also speaks of the fact that FC Hunters have actually let themselves down. They should have punished Dynamos earlier. And now the blue half of the stadium is up and celebrating and enjoying themselves. A good goal from Agmeang.
Yeah, indeed. Wonderful goal from the Ghanaian Frank Agemang. Dynamos 1, FC Hunters 0. And the restart, Zinyama guiding it on the far side to Junior Meyer. It comes back to Fumbizai. Plays it downfield. Good control of the ball. Landu can clear. This one comes down. Back again to the Ghanaian. Picked up by Mtasa, who brings in a cross and is taken away. Mavunga. His effort is blocked. Good defensive work by FC Hunters, who clear desperately. But again it comes to Epo Gwadizo, who finds Leroy Mavunga. This is a good looking cross, cleared away by Praise Tona. All of a sudden now, confirmation of the scoreline. And a chance now for FC Hunters! Just wide of goal. Oh, that was a golden opportunity, but I don't think it would have counted because the flag was up on the near side here, Joe.
Yes, it would have not counted, but otherwise a good response from FC Hunters. The way they responded after that goal, I think they created their own spaces, which they've been doing all along anyway, but I think the timing there of the run let them down. Otherwise, it was a good move from FC Hunters. And good goalkeeping again by Tatina Makon to deny him, even if there was no flag. That means Ghana still would not have considered in this instance.
Yes, indeed, and the fans are up in the Vietnam stands. Some of them in the VIP, not happy to be displayed, and the Matasa a bit too slow. Picked up by Vusengwenya, a former Timbare player, slips it through for a teammate. And in the end, King Nadola has gone down. Free kick, another former Timbare player. He's been all over town. Free kick to FC Hunters, who are down here by 1-0. I mean, if you were watching from the first half, you'll find it hard to believe that they are down because they were by far the better team. Some staunch Dynamos supporters in the VIP stands enjoying themselves. And I hear
Collins Juru was yellow carded for that offense, for that tackle.
And a confirmation of that yellow card to Mijulu. FC Hunters now pick up possession. Praise Tona, guiding it backwards to his goalkeeper. He gets the return pass. Tona, the veteran, clears it away into enemy territory. Makoni picks it up, and the Dynamos fans are a bit worried because I'm sure they remember what happened to Cape United.
I'm sure they had a quick reflection of Wallace Makalani of Cape United. Who had the ball taken away from his feet while he was trying to pick it up.
He was very lucky that Cape United ended up winning the match, because if they had lost, that would have been a thorn in the flesh for him for a very long time. Here is Huni, picked up by Tona, who gets the return pass. They're now trying to move forward. Fombizai normally brings in a cross, but this time around Junior Meyer turns one way, slips it through. Junior Meyer, a chance again. Oh my goodness me. Oh dear, I can't believe this.
Why go for power, McLeod?
McLeod should have placed the ball into the back of the net.
He had that glorious chance. Look at the shot that was taken there by Meyer from left wing. Tatina Makoni parried away. Look at the 3 goal shots there. He decomposed himself there. McLeod letting a chance go. Instead of taking a first-time shot, maybe an instep or even a lay-on for a yellow shirt would have done the business for FC Hunters. Another wasted chance by McLeod Piri on behalf of Hunters.
Now there's something that I'm trying to understand here. The Dynamos fans singing Kepe Kepe Bora, and only on at the weekend the Cape United fans were singing Auroe Dynamos. And what is cooking here?
Yeah, there's an alliance between the traditional teams that have been standing together and banding together against the new teams that have come into the league. So these guys are protecting each other, they are watching each other's back. These are the traditional giants of local football. Cape United, Dynamos, they've always been, they've demonstrated that they are standing together in the new dispensation of Zimbabwean football.
They're now saying that when they play together or they play each other, what they have is this is the goal by Frank Angeman. Turned away from his defender, drifted into the penalty box, and blessed the ball wide of the goalkeeper to make it 1-0. That is the scoreline, and the Ghanaian is celebrating.
I think goalkeeper, FC Hunters goalkeeper Mo Blessing Piri showed him where to put the ball. If you look at his positioning, he was more to the right side. He was more like on the near post, and they showed him more room on the far side, and then Agemang definitely capitalized on that invitation.
Frank Agemang making the Dynamos bench and supporters happy. That's Kasondo. This is the man who plays as a center striker. Since he got injured, he's found it difficult to find his way back into the team. Dimbare pick up possession. Mutasa beaten to the ball. Ujura again losing out. Landu clears a long ball forward. Zinyama fighting in the middle of the park as Saruchera has clogged that midfield. Perfect Chikwende. Another turn by Agyemang brings in a shot and straight at the goalkeeper. The Ghanaian is endearing himself with the Dynamos, a large contingent of fans here.
He is, and also enjoying his second half. Because in the first half, he didn't have much of a ball supply. I think Genesis Mangombe addressed that in the halftime break, and now we see more of him and getting more involved, and more so resultantly in a goal for Dynamos.
Here's a chance now by Zinyama. Ball played through Tapera, back to Zinyama, and this one cleared away, and Leroy could not fasten onto the pass. The referee has blown. There was an indication that Dynamos would like to make a change. So let's wait and see. Should be
going to be pulled out.
It looks like Mtasa is aware that he's the one to be pulled out. And then Ronald Fumbizai pushing Wisdom Mutasa. It's actually Perfect Chikwende who is being pulled out. And in comes jersey number 13 for Dimbare. According to my list here is Manjenko Simlilo. Comes in. And Perfect Chukwende calls it a day, and I can see Kasondo is on the touchline as well. Confirmation of that substitution. That's Samlilo, just number 13, and Kasondo, an attacking player, in for a midfielder. Looks like Genesis Mangombe would like to start attacking. Confirmation of that substitution. Jairus Kasondo and Mantengo Simlilo taking their place in the team. Here it comes once again. Dynamos trying to come through. Agemang has won the ball and plays it on the near side now to Leroy Mavunga, finding the Ghanaian who turns in field. Agemang, Guatizo with a shot inside the area. This one is blocked. And Hunters regain possession. Junior Mayer on the left-hand side. This is a very exciting young man. Lays it short. Good ball forward. Again. Free kick.
Handball offense. So the question of the geography, the location of the handball, was it in or outside?
Well, for the referee, because it was real time, he'll never be able to determine it otherwise. He has given it as one outside the box. Let's see. He was outside the box.
Just at the edge
Good call by referee Kalota.
But again, another second question then would be, was that really a handball, or it struck his chest or his shoulder? Yeah, well, two issues to look at. Was it a handball, and also the issues to do with the location? We've established that definitely it was outside the box, but was it a handball in the first place? Maybe that could be debatable as well.
Yeah, debatable. And the other thing is, FC Hunters, do they have hard hitters of the ball here? Ronald Fumbizai quickly comes to mind. Michael Tapera is another. Can you think of another one in their lineup who can take this free kick?
Fumbizai for me would be my best bet for this. And I don't know if Meyer could be also an option, because he's got a sweet left foot, which may probably curl the ball over and above the Dynamos wall. But, well, we'll see. We want to see how they're going to execute this. But Fumbizai for me will be the best bet for this.
Yeah, if you want somebody who thinks and can take a shot, it's the FC Hunters captain, Ronald Fumbizai.
And even the technique.
Even the technique, and he stands behind it. Ronald Fumbizai. If they are not careful, this will be a grounder into the far post. Yes, it's there! Rooney blasting home to make it 1-1. A cleverly taken free kick, Joe.
So Fumbizai was used as a decoy. What a clever technique. Maybe one from this training ground. Yeah, I think that was a sweet, well-taken free kick by Rooney. I think the gap was so inviting for him to take a shot.
Yeah, very inviting there, because I was about to think of a grounder, but he thought of just raising the ball a little into the same corner. And it's 1-1 here at Rufaro Stadium. 62 minutes played. Dynamos versus FC Hunters. Here is Ujuru. Doesn't clear the ball very well, picked up. But again, it comes into the center here. And Huni, the goal scorer, turns one way, brings in another shot, and it's a good one. Well handled by the goalkeeper, Tatenda Makoni, who stays down. Looks like he's injured himself, going down.
So maybe it was his landing.
Yeah, it could be the landing, because he's indicating that his knee is hurting. Now the medics are on the field of play.
Yeah, which might speak maybe of his technique when he lands. Because this will be the second time he has suffered with no contact with an opponent, but all by himself. The first half happened again when he went for the ball. Then he tried. Look at that shot there, the goal. It was neatly taken. We call it a postage stamp goal, where you tuck it in on the top corner of the net. Well taken shot.
Yeah, well taken shot indeed. And I must also say that, look, Dynamos do not endear themselves with the way that they covered the area.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper dived late, or should I say the kick was well taken to the far post.
More of a kick well taken, more than the goalkeeper's frailties or inabilities. Yeah. I was talking about Tadina Makoni, that this is the second incident where he has had to go down without any contact from an opponent, but him injuring himself while going for a dive. Maybe it's to do with his training, maybe it's to do with his technique. So it's something that he needs to then work on, to say, when I go for a flight, how do I land? You know, it's about managing the fall.
Exactly, because you're quite right to say this is the second time as we see a lone figure in the stands enjoying himself, a bottle of water, having a good afternoon on a Wednesday here at Rufaro. But look, when he went down,
it looks normal.
It was normal.
Yes, looks normal, but somehow there's something that he then complains about thereafter. Yeah, his landing technique may be something to look into at training. But again, what would you train him now at his age? Because these are things that you develop at junior football. You know, how you maneuver, how you let your body go around, you know, your reflexes, and how you break your fall after a dive.
Yeah, because I thought that he had landed with his knees, but that's not the case. You know, he landed with his, thighs. And, it's normal to land that way unless...
And look at it this way.
Now
he's having a problem with his right knee, and yet he dived on his left hand.
So now you can conclude that he's just trying to break the momentum.
Maybe. But look, it's 1-1. You have a chance to attack and possibly get a second goal as your team. And then you can't delay the momentum at this stage, in my view.
Yeah.
Because it's open game now. It's anyone's game. Anyone wants it can get it. There's about 25 minutes to go.
25 to go. As we see the goal by Dynamos, Agyeman getting around a defender impressively. And the goalkeeper, he thought that it would be a near post strike. And Agyeman took full advantage. He went for where there is more space to give Dynamos the lead, but then they've conceded as well. So it's 1-1 following a free kick by Huni. Timbari now piling on the pressure. This one is headed back. Confirmation of the scoreline and the goal scorers. 1-1 is the scoreline. Agyeman and Huni. Throwing into Dynamos. Adam there is not happy. An ardent Timbari fan. Magwaza. And I can see Mavunga going down. Play continues. Here's Leroy Mavunga to Guatizo. Guiding it backwards. Can't keep the ball in play, so it's a throw in to FC Hunters. The King Nadolo leaves it for Fumbizai. We've got 2 match balls on the field. That the referee quite rightly stopping play so that we restart. So it's going to be a drop ball, an uncontested one to McLive Terry. The man who could have found the equalizer, and the free kick could have been the second goal for FC Hunters, but it isn't to be. Here comes the captain there, Fumbizai. Good sliding tackle from Magwaza. Playing the ball into touch on the far side. Throw in to FC Hunters. And this one over the byline. Goal kick. Or is it a corner?
It's a corner kick.
It's a corner kick here. It came off Dynamo's head. FC Hunters still with the stranglehold here, but can they break the deadlock? With 23 minutes, 22 now to go. The goal scorer to take the free kick. Now Magwaza virtually embracing McLive Piri. He must be very careful because when the ball is played and he's still holding him, that could be a good decision for the referee. Huni steps back to take the corner kick. It's a high one into the area. The goalkeeper. Good catch. One-handed save as well. The goalkeeper feels that he's being harassed. And Agyeman is definitely giving the FC Hunters defenders lots of anxious moments. And if you allow Adam to referee this game, all the Hunters players will have been given red cards, I tell you.
They won't. They're refereeing the game with heart. Yeah, but you're talking about Agyeman. I think he's come in a rejuvenated player in the second half. Maybe something happened, or they spoke about something in the halftime break. That's Genesis Mamobe. So far, we've seen more of Agyeman in the second half than we did in the first half. And he also gave Dynamos a goal.
Free kick to FC Hunters. And the referee just giving some stench into Colin Mujuru for this tackle. And he was also complaining, throwing Michael Tapera, who I must say has fizzled out of the game here. Leroy Mavunga laying it through, but a bit too hard. And in any case, Kasondo was offside. But I can tell you now that FC Hunters should be careful because Dynamos have got two center strikers who will try to steal any opportunity that may arise. Zinyama forward, hit it away. Dimbare coming forward now. Ball played through, the referee standing in the way. Agyeman has taken the ball away now. The Ghanaian going forward. He brings in a cross but headed away. And finally cleared. Out of play by Hunters. And the referee immediately stopping play to attend to the injured player for FC Hunters.
And updates from other centers is that Moors are currently leading 2-1 over Manica Diamond, and Simba Bora are 1-0 over Ngezi Platinum, and here of course is Dynamos 1-1. And the other matches across the country are still goalless. So we only have 3 games with goals. Moors 2-1 over Manica, Simba Bora 1-0 over Ngezi Platinum.
Yes, that's what's happening around the country. And more fans in the VIP stands, enjoying themselves and enjoying some snacks that are being sold by the vendors in the stadium. My favorite one when I'm sitting in the Vietnam end and not working is Nimo. That's what I love most. So, throwing to Dynamos. This one is taken back to Colin Mavunga. Colin Mujuro. Guatizo. Along the ground. Mavunga does well. Mlilo. Mavunga. Mlilo gets the return pass. Ball played through. Good defending. But Dimbari still have possession, and the referee with a belated whistle to say that the Hunters player is injured. Praise corner. For a moment, the referee wanted to bring in the stretcher, but then decided against it. This is the dummy. I think the TD loves this one. It was a clever dummy. Dynamos drifting into the penalty box. And Agyeman beating More Blessing Piri with a shot to the far post. And at that time it looked like, well, Dynamos could be on their way to another victory. Then came this free kick by Huni, and the FC Hunters supporters were up celebrating, including the one who painted himself yellow.
Those are the images you want to enjoy at a soccer stadium, you know, and the demonstration of the passion fans have towards the game in general and towards their particular team that they support.
Yes, indeed. As Wusingwenya picks up possession for FC Hunters. Praise Dona is up and about for Bizai. Into the center. Junior Mayer slips it through. Colin Mujuru beaten by Tapera. Tapera turns one way, and the second goal for FC Hunters. 2 goals to 1. King Nadolo. Nisbet Saruchera, the man in grey, is up celebrating. With 16 minutes ago, this could be tricky for Dynamos.
It could be tricky for Dynamos. If you look at the way FC Hunter crafted the ball, the way they exchange passes, look at that quick exchange passes, a tap in, which was not successful, and then Nadolo came in with a follow through. Where was the Dynamos marking?
They were all over the place.
But it were tucked in centrally and left the left channel open.
Yes, King Nadolo with the easiest of tasks, tapping the ball into the back of the net, justifying why he was brought on as a second half substitute.
Tatiana Makoni will be complaining, where was the protection? After making the initial save, when you parry it away, you expect your defenders to sweep it away to safety, but there was no one to sweep up the mess. So Tatiana Makoni conceding his second goal this afternoon, maybe this in case he will feel unjustified and unprotected.
Yes, indeed, he was unprotected, but of course FC Hunters did all they can to break the Dynamo's defense. This one neatly taken down, lovely touch, and Kwatizo will pick this one up from Chirima. Long throw from Kwatizo. Dynamos lose the possession once again. It comes back to Leroy Mavunga, who has been a pale shadow of himself this afternoon. Didn't come to the party. Ball played through. Agiemang, is it Kasondo? It's there! Dynamos finding the equalizer almost instantly. 4 goals in the second half. Where was all this venom? It's Frank Agiemang.
The blue half of the stadium have some relief now that their team has pulled one back, and courtesy of Agiemang getting his second goal. A bit scrappy, you might say, but otherwise a goal is a goal either way. There was confusion in the Hunters box. Kasondo
did so well. Agiemang didn't give up.
Yeah, he was very tenacious. That was a speculative cross from Kasondo, and the Hunters could not deal with it. And then Agiemang, of course, Agiemang did justice to the cross. To consider that he's only Agiemang against the 4 FC Hunters players, for me, that speaks of aggression. He was so tenacious, and a well-deserved goal for Agiemang, and a well-deserved equalizer for Dynamos.
Here they come once again, Jimbare, Lilo, into the center, Colin Majuru, to Kwatizo. Now picked up by Mavunga, who plays it backwards. Majuru trying to find Agiemang on the far side. He does well. The cross from the far side doesn't come off. Magwaza trying to get underneath it. Kasondo inside the area, brings in a cross, and it's out of play for a corner. Second half is definitely come alive. A change is being made. Let's see which team is changing. Leroy Mavunga being sacrificed. And just number 33 for Dynamos is Demera.
So Dynamos are making 3 changes at the same time, Stanley. Demera coming in, Pereso Jr. coming in as well.
And I can see Chapusha out of the picture there.
Yeah.
Number 3. Chapusha. Demera comes on. He's the one who caused the second goal that beat Ngezi Platinum.
Another but is also being pulled out. Leroy Mavunga out.
And Inacio Perez Jr. joins the fray for Dynamos.
Juru being pulled out.
Juru being pulled out. In comes Chapusha. So Genesis Mangombe to solidifying his defense. And at the same time propping up his strikers, and the goalkeeper has lost it. For another corner to Dynamos. No blessing there, being beaten by Frank Agemang twice. The Ghanaian has been a thorn in the flesh in the second 45. Here's the captain, Ebo Batizo, taking a corner. It's a deep one. Perez keeps the ball in play. And it goes behind for Atwas Kasondo, playing the ball behind. But he has brought in some cutting edge, Kasondo. His runs have been causing problems for FC Hunters. That's a massive clearance from Piri. Into the center, picked up once again FC Hunters with some lovely interplay. This one comes in for Peresu. Good header away out of danger. Into the center. Demera couldn't fasten onto the pass. Imbare with a throw backwards. Batizo has picked it up and Kasondo cannot fasten onto the pass. Free kick. I wonder what Agemang was trying to do there. He's very lucky that Kalota didn't decide to give him a yellow card. That was time wasting.
Yeah, time wasting was definitely the whistle had gone, and he kicked the ball after the whistle. So referee Kalota, they're being lenient on Kasondo.
That was Agemang.
Agemang. Yes.
Junior Mayer, Huni, the goal scorer of the second goal. It was a wonderful free kick. Cleared away by Landu. Vusengwenya, tightly monitored. Peresu. And looks like Dynamos have been given a free kick.
I think for handball.
For handball, and these are the two players that have been brought out. Leroy Mavunga and Trevor Mavunga. The King Nadolo, scorer of the second goal, trying to explain something as we confirm what happened there.
Yeah, I think he was impeded there. Yeah, he was impeded. It was a high boot. It was over the ball. It was over the ball.
Yeah, from Isaac Landu.
Yeah, so I think he survived.
But
there.
the ref saw it differently.
Yes,
the free kick is going to Dynamos.
Yes, because he held the ball, trying to invite the whistle from the referee. So in other words, the referee penalized him for handing the ball before the whistle.
And then he stayed with the ball.
Yes.
I see.
But otherwise, he had actually been impeded. He had a genuine case to ask for a free kick from the referee, but he didn't get. But his fault then was to hold on to the ball by his hand. So that's why he didn't get the decision.
So he was trying to referee the game.
Yes, yes.
And they don't do that. Referees don't like that at all.
Just do one thing. You are either a player or a referee.
Exactly.
Decide on the two.
Free kick to Dimbare, just outside their own penalty area. 2-2 is the scoreline here. 4 second half goals, 8 minutes to the 90. Kasondo's header backwards, headed away by Pumbizai. Comes back here. Once again to Peresu. Quatida's cross is a wild one. It goes behind for a goal kick, and that would have done rugby league a lot of good. But I know that Quatizo is usually a very reliable cross of the ball, but on this occasion it didn't come out. He's the Dynamos captain this afternoon. Piri clears the danger into enemy zone. Chapusha will guide it backwards to his goalkeeper. Makoni blasts it forward. Trey Stoner standing firm in the middle of defense. And Mlilo thumped to the ground there by former teammate Vusimu Singwenya. Free kick to Dimbare outside the center circle. We have a stalemate here at Rufaro Stadium. FC Hunters refusing to lie down, refusing to succumb. The FC Hunters are making a change. They are now benching their sub, their turbocharged engine. Michael Tapera, admittedly he was a pale shadow of himself, and comes in. In comes Eli Ilunga.
Eli Ilunga has got 2 goals for FC Hunters to date. This season is actually dead striker. So Nesbet Saruchera, I think, is going for broke by bringing him in there. So that's Eli Ilunga. 2 goals so far for FC Hunters, and someone they can bank on for a goal or 2.
6 minutes to the 90. 2-2 the scoreline. Chapusha stands behind the ball. The second half substitute clips it into the area. Headed on by the Ghanaian, out of play. Goal kick to FC Hunters. Singwenya, a former Dimbare player, now playing against his old paymasters. Mulilo slips it through. Akyemang is brought down. Play on, says the referee. A chance once again, but cleared way there. Then it comes to Akyemang once again. Kasondo couldn't find the space. Batizo, the captain. Dynamos knocking it around. Batizo. They want him to launch it inside the area. Praise Tona stands solid behind it. Here they come once again with their captain, Abel Batizo. But FC Hunters are defending well. Picked up by Nadolo, the man who scored the second goal. McLeod Piri posting a long ball forward, but Dynamos standing firm. Here's the ball once again. Ball played wide on the far side. Magwaza. Good left footer headed away by Pumbizai. Hunters neatly taken down there. Long throw, long ball forward. Now they're trying to find space in enemy territory, but can they find it? That is the big question. Pumbizai shoots from afar, no problems there for the goalkeeper. For an experienced player.
Hunters are making their own changes.
Now they're bringing in just number 9, Demba Mukamba, a former Dynamos darling. This time around, he comes in to play against them.
Yeah, and they're pulling out their goal scorer, that's Tadiwanashe Wuni, who came in with that free kick goal, and now being replaced by Demba Mukamba, a nomadic player, but he has seen it all in the local football league. And he's someone who can come in and bring in just that one moment of brilliance which can decide the tie. So we want to see whether he can do that in the remaining few minutes. Can he do what Agyemang did for Dynamos on the other end? We don't know.
That's a big question. Agyemang once again piling on the pressure. He's a handful to defenders. This Ghanaian guy. Long clearance. It's headed away. Vusa Gwenya. Picked up by Nadolo. Comes back to Gwenya, who has to play the ball backwards. McLeod Piri. Nadolo. Taken away. Agyemang thought he was expecting the whistle to go, but the referee had given him the benefit of doubt. Now he continues. This is Peresu. Peresu Jr. Mlilo to the far side. Ball played through. Good defensive work. Mlilo going on the far side and a good tackle. Ball played through. Mundikombuke Mkamba. In Dynamos colors, the crowd would have gone wild. Still has possession, guides it backwards. Vusa Mlilo, another former Dimbare player. FC Hunters enjoying some possession there, according to Nisbet Saruchera. That is the strategy. And offside. Free kick to be taken by Dynamos. Eli Lunga. And these fans are passing the messages around that Dynamos are being held at home by FC Hunters. They had to come back from behind to equalize. Here's a chance now. Mlilo has done well to play the ball to the far side. The cross looks good inside the area. The goalkeeper plucks it out of the sky. Saves the situation for FC Hunters. Good strike. A minute to go to the 90. Dynamos are still looking for the third.
Dynamos still looking for the third. And well, if you look at the record, FC Hunters have a poor away record. Coming into this game, they were actually the 18th team on the away log table. So they are not happy travelers, Hunters. Dynamos would have wanted to capitalize on that. But it seems Dynamos, FC Hunters have been stubborn. Could actually feel like they wanted to get something more out of this game. 5 more minutes of additional time.
5 minutes of stoppage time. 2-2 is the scoreline. It's a stalemate here to Faro Stadium. Vusa Ngwenya picks up possession and guides it backwards. Praise corner. FC Hunters knocking the ball around. Ngwenya to Junior Mea. And it's taken away by Landu. Plays the ball into touch. It was claiming the throw, but the referee gives it to FC Hunters. Now they throw it backwards. This one is given away. And the top up forward, nobody home for Dynamos. The goalkeeper, Mo Blessing Piri, off his line.
I think that has been the difference between FC Hunters and Dynamos. FC Hunters are playing ball on the ground. They are finding each other, neat short passes, maybe mid to long range passes here and there. But Dynamos have been trying to do route one football, which has been not as fruitful as they would desire.
Yes, and they were creating problems for themselves. That Makoni is being blasted by his teammates for not coming out for the ball.
But the bounce was deceiving. You never know. Do you commit or do you remain safe?
Well, if you ask me, I think he should have committed. Yeah, we still have the couple here enjoying themselves. Now you can't tell which way they are supporting because the teams are 2-2 and yet they are smiling. They could be neutral observers.
Yeah, maybe just out to enjoy a game of football, enjoying themselves in each other's company. Could this be a sucker punch?
It could be. 3 minutes to go. 2 have been played already. 2 of the 5. It's Ronald Kumbizai. He's backing away a few meters. Kumbizai still waiting for the opportunity. Clips it through. Punched away by the goalkeeper, but doesn't go very far. He drops it. And the chance for Pumbizai. And this one is wide. No problem there for the goalkeeper. The veteran normally could have done better, but somehow he wasn't given the opportunity to aim for goal.
Yeah, he was pressed. He was forced to make a quick snapshot. And I think he wanted to go for the near post if the technique that he used is anything to go by. But otherwise, Dynamo survived there, and Kumbizai flaps a chance.
Another long clearance. This one picked up Dynamo still fighting for possession into the center. And I thought the ref could have played advantage.
Yes. FC Hunters had the ball and they were on the offensive in promising positions.
Yeah. It's virtually defended for the visitors, for the home team here. Clive Piri was the victim, so the free kick is in his favor. Just about 1.5 minutes to go. Clive Piri himself to take it. It's a long one. The goalkeeper is off. Blocks it.
I think the technique was wrong there. I would have expected maybe to send in a Kela which navigates away from the goalkeeper, because the goalkeeper always comes in with his hands, and that's an advantage over any other striker because you are using your hands against the goalkeeper who uses their hands. So,
yes.
And it also hung in the air for too long, so it could have damaged Dynamos.
Yes, indeed, and the yellow card. I think it's Junior Mayer who received that yellow card, being asked by the referee to come back and answer the questions. This is what happened. He was beaten to the ball there by Mlilo, and he brought him down. So free kick to Dynamo, 15 seconds. Elder Chirima, the man who got the yellow card. Here's the kick. Should be the last piece of it. Yep! Oh, very nearly on goal. My goodness me. That would have been a killer ball, and the referee blows to end the match here at Faro Stadium with FC Hunters nearly scoring an on goal.
Nearly scoring an on goal at the death. It would have been a sucker punch for the visitors, Hunters, who I might say I think they played better football for the larger parts of the game. Dynamos responding, of course, with efficiency, scoring their 2 goals with more precision. But if football was judged on good football play, then Hunters would have taken the points away this afternoon. But fortunately for Hunters, they survived that late scare. But otherwise, a 2-2 draw becomes a fair result. Dynamos played more offensively in the second half, and they got their deserved 2 goals from Frank Agiemang, who came in the second half and was influential. But otherwise, a 2-2 draw, maybe a fair result, but Hunters would go home feeling they deserved more out of this game.
Yes, they're by far the better team, FC Hunters, but then luck was not on their side. Most of the time when they visited the Dynamo's penalty box, they were either wasteful in front of goal, but they managed to get 2 goals through Tadiwana Shehuni and King Nadolo, the much-traveled King Nadolo, and he's been around for a very long time. Played for some time for Highlanders, came to Dimbare, did the same thing, went to Mr. Prophet Magaya's team. That's Yada, of course. That was escaping my my memory, and he certainly has been around for quite some time, and he came in with a goal this afternoon in the 74th minute to give FC Hunters a brief lead in the 74th minute, and 2 minutes later Agiman was at it again, scoring the goal. And here are the FC Hunters players led by their captain coming across to applause their supporters seated in the city end here at Faro Stadium. For Dynamo's players, well, they are lucky to have survived. They nearly came away without a point. They managed to pick one. It was 2-2 last week in Mutare, and it's another 2-2 again. And in my view, if you can score 2 goals in a match, you should win it.
You should get all points. Yeah.
Genesis Mangombe needs to look at these defenders and find out what is happening. And of course, I see there is a young Matiza there. He's the son of the veteran journalist Colin Matiza.
Oh, yes,
he's working as the match analyst for performance analyst for Dynamos. Hopefully, he has picked 1 or 2 things.
He's one of the fine talents that we have in the local football. He's got a sharp brain for football. If you have a conversation with him, you can actually pick up someone who can tell you sense in terms of analytics of football. And on the other side, Hunters today maintain their bad away form. They have never won away from home. This is their 3rd draw, and they've lost 5 games. So Hunters will need to look at their away record. They are not happy travelers in the Premiership.
Yes, indeed, that's one aspect of the game. That Nisbet Saruchera, the man in grey and the white t-shirt, as he goes around congratulating his players. It was a tough assignment. Normally playing against Dynamos at Rufaro Stadium, the atmosphere is very intimidating. You know, you have to deal with the fans, but luckily for them, the fans didn't turn out in large numbers, but all the same, they made enough noise, and it was such that they should have been.
Yeah, the game absolutely phenomenal, highly unexpected coming in from these two sides. It ends at a 2-2 draw for Dynamos. It was Frank Agmeyang who was the player on target, getting a brace onto his name. But for FC Hunters, it was Tadwana Shehuni who opened the scoring in the second half. And later on, it was King Nadolo who finally equalized for the side. So this game today ends Dynamos 2. FC Hunters 2. A game most certainly absolutely phenomenal from the first minute, where we saw FC Hunters dominating, but a lot of chances that they missed out coming in the first half. The likes of Elder Chirima, the likes of Ilunga, who also came in the second half, were absolutely phenomenal in terms of how the game was developed. Now we talk to the coach for the home side, Coach Genesis Mangome. A big game this one, but are you happy with the point that you have managed to salvage, and your thoughts as well as to how the game progressed?
Yeah, I think we didn't do so well in terms of playing. Maybe it was because of traveling, and you see we played a crucial game on Sunday, then we have to train yesterday, and then Monday it was recovered, so we didn't even have time to rest and also to recover well. But now, given that this game wasn't difficult, but we let in the opponents to gain some confidence, and you see we also considered a silly goal that we should also have avoided. But it's a game of football. We are going back to the drawing board. We address those shortfalls, but the good thing is we failed to lose this game because it was almost a loss for us. But that good thing that that comeback that we drew 2-2 it's positive that we are scoring goals.
Frank Agemang on target twice and named player of the match. How are you feeling as a coach?
I'm very happy. I'm happy for him because he's responding very well. He's a hard work. He's also humble as a player. You need to listen to instructions and also understand the systems. So at times it's good that your player is also scoring goals.
Okay, so looking into your next game against the Wi-Fi boys, how are you going to approach that one? Your next game?
Yeah, we will plan accordingly, and we need a win on this one. But it's a game of football. Anything can happen, and what you expect from the players can also change depending on maybe the fatigue and some of the factors. But we'll try and prepare for this game so that we collect maximum points.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you very much.
That was Coach Genesis Mangombe taking us through his thoughts as to this game for his Glamour Boys. Now joined by Coach Nisbet Saruchera. A game, a must win for you, but 2 points is what you are able to salvage. Take us through your thoughts of this game.
I think we should have ripped this one. We were just unlucky. We had 2 penalty appeals which were turned down, but normally I don't want to talk about things which I'm not in control, but we were supposed to have ripped it up. We did very well. We did everything to win the game.
Okay, so in terms of converting, the conversion rate, that is where maybe you think you lost it. Take us through maybe the improvements coming in for the next game.
It was also not up to scratch. We scored 2 good goals and we conceded sort of weak goals. We should have avoided them.
Okay, so in terms of trying to survive relegation, what's the plan going forward?
Early to talk about anything. Even those who are on top about winning the championship, the race is still on. But as you know, we have got a very good young team. They are now gelling. I'm happy with the performance. They are progressing week in, week out. So as a coach, I'm not having sleepless nights. I'm sleeping well just because the guys are showing up. We are progressing. We used not to score. We are scoring 1, now 2. So it's a positive on my part. I'm happy.
Okay.
So I can have maybe 1 or 2 glasses of whiskey today after this performance. Although I did not collect 3, but I'll have 1 or 2.
Okay, so thank you so much, Coach, and all the best in your next game.
Thank you so much.
So that was Coach Nesbeth Sarocheda giving us his sentiments as to how this game progressed on its side. They're happy that the team is moving and progressing quite well week in, week out, and making sure that they get the goals. Now joined by the player of the game, that is Frank Agyema, getting a brace in this game. Frank, good game. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling excited, yeah. The fans are all excited,
Okay, so in the next game, more goals?
Yeah, you should expect more goals, sure.
Okay, so how are we going to be celebrating today?
I don't like celebration. I'm just gonna just be in my room, then thank God for what He has done for me. That's all.
Okay, so a big congratulations.
Thank you.
That was Frank Agyemang saying that he's going to be celebrating just a little. But coach, you heard his coach earlier on saying that he is a hard worker, and most certainly he is going to give us more goals like he highlighted. So he gets player of the match courtesy of Lucky Bet, and that is the $200 United States dollars check, and there he is posing for a picture. So absolutely fantastic what we've been able to see here at Rufaro Stadium with Dynamos taking on FC Hunters in a game that made sure that for FC Hunters, the relegation, he says that it's a bit too early to talk about this, but this is mid-season, match day 17. So some of these things we need to be looking at it and focusing on it. For Dynamos, it is a point that most certainly they would have wanted the entire 3 points, but they just had to settle for a single point, as we see from some of the stats coming in from the first half, going into the second half. It was FC Hunters that were dominating. So it has been fantastic having you on board with us at Rufaro Stadium. The game ended Dynamos 2, FC Hunters 2. So see you next time.